Support of the Russian armed forces continues. The offensive operations of the People's Militia of the Donetsk Republic successfully developed the offensive in the city limits of the northwestern and eastern direction of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Strikes at the military infrastructure of Ukraine on March 6. The airfield of the Ukrainian Air Force in Vinnytsia. Fighter aviation of the air defense of the Russian aerospace forces shot down in the air 3 more Ukrainian Su-27 fighters and 3 unmanned aerial vehicles in just yesterday and today. The Ukrainian Air Force lost 11 combat aircraft and helicopters. Almost all combat-ready aviation of the Kiev regime was destroyed at the same time, and we reliably know in Ukrainian combat aircraft that had previously flown in Romania and other obstacles. Pay attention that the use of the airfield network of these countries for basing Ukrainian military aviation with subsequent use against growing of the Russian armed forces can be regarded as the main state-pronounced complex of Russian long-range high-precision means the weapons and military equipment of Ukraine are disabled. The Kiev regime of nationalists forces enterprises of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine to restore damaged military equipment for subsequent deployment to combat areas as part of the task of implementing in Ukraine. The Russian armed forces will carry high-precision weapons to defeat Ukrainian enterprises of the military-industrial in order to avoid a threat to the lives of employees of a Ukrainian enterprise. I warn in advance of planned strikes against such objects. We urge the personnel of Ukrainian plants of the Code of Criminal Procedure not to follow the lead of the Kiev regime of nationalists and leave the territory of their enterprises during the special Operation Hidden Facts emergency cleansing. Kiev regime traces implemented in Ukraine biological war program funded by the U.S. Department of Defense. We obtained documents on the urgent destruction of the extremely dangerous pathogenic agents of the anthrax plague on February 24. Cholera and other deadly diseases are now being analyzed by Russian specialists from the troops of radiation, chemical and biological protection on the territory of Ukraine. The received documents confirm that in the Ukrainian biolaboratory in the immediate vicinity of the territory of Russia, the development of components of biological weapons was carried out to prevent the disclosure of facts of violations by the United States and Ukraine of Article 1 of the UN Convention on the Prohibition of Bacteriological Biological Weapons and so strong dangerous pathogens in the near future. We will present the results of the analysis of the obtained documents of the neighboring particular indications of MINS. We are publishing the law of Ukraine on the destruction of pathogens and the acts of destruction in the Poltava and Kharkov biological laboratories right now.